up, everyone. It's me, Stef the Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative. And welcome to another episode of Alter Philosophy, where we use ethical theories and ideas to explore our favourite shows, films, and characters. The question for today's video is Black Widow the best Avenger in the MCU? Let's have a look at Friedrich Nietzsche's writings on the Superman. Nope, not that Superman. Or that one either. Nietzsche's Superman was a person who can reimagine their current state and evolve into something more. Otherwise known as the Ubermensch or Overman, the Superman can do this because they are beyond good and evil. In other words, above human morality. As he states in Will to Power, my idea is that every specific body strives to become master over all space and to extend its force, its will to power, and to thrust back all that resists its extension, but it continually encounters similar efforts on the part of other bodies and ends by coming to an arrangement, a union, with those of them that are sufficiently related to it. Thus, they then conspire together for power. And the process goes on. Now, if you're asking me, what the hell, Stef, are you talking about? With all this Nietzsche, Superman, Ubermensch, Overman stuff, and what the deuce does Black Widow have to do with all this malarkey? Well, let's go drop some knowledge, shall we? To be able to reimagine their current state and reach the status of the Superman, you need to achieve 3 stages. The first stage, release your religious ways. Now, in his writings, Nietzsche referred to the Christians in particular, so I will follow suit in order to quote his ideas to you. Now, according to Nietzsche, Christians promoted the notion of suppressing your desires and allowing religious scripture to control and guide your life. Nietzsche thought that this was bad for the human mind and bad for human progression. So let's say you have a desire to create a new invention to make you rich and happy. Well, according to Christianity back in the day, that is bad. So for Nietzsche, release your religious ways and the shackles of religious scripture to become more free to progress and become a better person. Stage number 2, being a slave to your desires. Now, this does not mean allowing yourself to fulfill all your desires to the max. For Nietzsche, there still had to be some restraint. Otherwise, instead of being a slave to your religion, you then become a slave to your desires. And that leads to stage number 3. The greatest work of art equals your life. To avoid becoming a slave to your desires, you need to turn them into something real, tangible, that can be held, touched, used. So getting your desires, putting them in an oven, turn it to 80 degrees, season with some salt and pepper, leaving for 30 minutes, and out comes a sculpture, a painting, books, or something else that's arty. Alternatively, use your desires to determine what the natural end product should be. So, you have a desire to drink wine? Create and open a vineyard. You have a desire to eat a buttload of bread and carbs? Open up a bakery and sell your bread. Instead of being a slave to your desires, in this way it ends up being that your desires end up working for you. Now, going back to our main question, is Black Widow the ultimate Avenger in the MCU? Well, there are many opportunities where Black Widow could have become a rich lady. For example, in the first Avengers film, she had the Tesseract in the palm of her hand, an artifact providing unlimited energy for the world. And for the first stage of becoming the Nietzsche Superman, she could have taken it for herself, used it as an energy supply for the world, and become rich in the process. But rather than do this, she returns the Tesseract to S.H.I.E.L.D. under a moral obligation towards her masters, in this instance, S.H.I.E.L.D., and continues to still be controlled by this organisation and their rules of conduct, instead of being free to progress herself further. So, when it comes to the second and third stages, well, as her desires are suppressed already, it therefore means she does not have the capacity to follow through with them and with restraint, use them to create something that is beneficial for her and potentially the rest of the world. This means that under Nietzsche's philosophy of the Superman, Black Widow would not be seen as one and subsequently would not be considered as the best Avenger in the MCU. And after all that, which film, show, character, or scenario would you like me to philosophize and ethically analyze next? Let me know either in the comments down below or reach out to me on my social media at Stef Alter Nerd on Twitter or Instagram. Subscribe to join the Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, all that good stuff. And until the next time, you guys, laters.